Hey, this is Riddle and thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do a root ball cutting. You use a root ball cutting method when you have a woody stem and you want to take a cutting of a tree or a woody vine. Like let's, for instance, say your grandmother had a beautiful lemon tree and you really want to preserve that tree. Of course you can't take the tree, but you can create a cutting with patience. I've done this successfully many times, and I'm going to show you how to do it today. Today we're going to be propagating root ball cuttings from a champaca alba. The champaca alba is in the magnolia family, and it's a very expensive tree. Usually a small one, about half this size, will start at around $70. We got ours for around that price, and it's grown pretty quickly with the right nourishment and love. What makes the champaca special is the fragrance of the flower. The flower creates this amazing scent that is actually used to make one of the world's most expensive perfumes. I believe the name of the perfume is Joy. So, I want more of them, and I don't want to pay $70 or more, so I'm going to propagate this tree, and perhaps I will even resell some of the cuttings, clones, once they've matured and recoup my cost for what I spent on this. So let's get to business. What do you need? You need sphagnum peat moss. You need rooting powder. You need a knife. You need some scissors. You need some twine, a regular garbage bag from the grocery store. We're going to take our regular grocery store bag and cut the extra off the top, cut the loops off, because that's just going to get in your way. We're going to cut a couple, I'd say more is more in this instance, so I'm going to do two about 12-inch pieces of twine. Alright, so we've got this ready, we've got this ready. Then, you need to use sphagnum peat moss. Why sphagnum peat moss? Two reasons. Peat moss, because of its high acidic quality, will help to keep bacteria and funguses and things growing in it, thus protecting your cutting from getting root rot or something else that will kill it. B, it's going to hold the moisture a lot better than just regular potting soil. So I'm kind of obsessive about this, and I take my peat moss and I actually put it in that bag and I microwave it for 2 minutes, and what that does is it sterilizes the bag and sterilizes the peat moss, and then I re-moisten the peat moss to the consistency of about cookie dough, and you can kind of see it there, and then it's ready to go. So here is our lower branch, and in time you can see we did one already down here. This is growing out almost the base of the tree, so that's no good anyways. It's not really good for the health of the tree, and it looks silly. So I've already done one root ball here, and now I'm going to go to my second root ball. Make sure, again, it's really important. Plants are like any living thing, and people forget this. Anytime you can sterilize your instruments, it's important. So you want to first gently scrape. Well, actually, let's do it this way. Let's feed our bag gently. I've already opened up the bottom of the bag over what we're going to do as our cutting. Oops. Sorry, folks. Slight delay. Didn't realize I had this tied up. Okay, we're good to go now. So we're going to feed the open end of our bag over the branch. Gently, try not to break off any leaves or these gorgeous flowers that are forming. Like so. Then, we're going to close up the tip of the bag all the way around our stem, like so. Then we're going to feed our string around and tie it really well. We'll tie it and knot it And you can go around it a couple more times if you want to, just to make sure you got a really, really good bond and your bag is closed thoroughly, and we'll cut this extra string off later. Then we're going to pull our bag back further, and we're going to target our area where we're going to have our rooting compound. Sterilized knife, because plants again are like humans, and the more sterile things are, the less opportunity for disease or our cutting failing. I'm going to gently scrape, not too deep, just gently scrape a little bit of the bark off from all the way around the branch, because this will give the plant a better, make it easier for the roots to come through the stem and form a good root ball. There we go. That should be sufficient. Then I'm going to give it a good coating, more is more, of our rooting powder. Give it a nice coating. Some people turn it into a paste. I ain't got time for that. Then I'm going to take some of our sphagnum peat moss. I'm going to squeeze a little bit of water out of it. I think I had that a little too. I'm going to feed it in. As imagine that you're creating a pot or a ball all the way around that stem. Estimate on how much depends on how large your stem is. This is a rather small stem, so I'm going to do 2 handfuls, and I have pretty small hands. I'd say that's probably the equivalent of 1.5 cups of soil. Then I'm going to bring this around it really, really tightly, so it forms a really tight bond or mass around our stem. I'll take my other piece of string that I already had cut and tie it off like I did before. Good. And because this one's a little heavy and this champaca tree is kind of tender, I'm going to tie it up connected to this little string I had hanging down here so it doesn't snap right off. So you want this to be real tight. So if you didn't achieve this mass really tight around here when you tied it off because something went a little wonky on you, you can take your string and add another piece of string and go around the ball one more time to get the soil nice and tight against the cuts that we made, so the roots will really be, the stem and the roots will be really stimulated to grow. Okay, now the only next step is patience. You can cut this extra off, of course, because it looks kind of fugly, and it'll take 3 to 6 months for this to fill this root mass with roots. At that point, it will be safe to gently cut it off with a pair of garden shears and plant it in a pot, and you will have a perfect clone of your tree, whatever you choose. Again, it's great for houseplants also. Your corn plants, rubber plants, whatever has a woody stem, this is the best method of taking a reliable cutting. And I've had a really great success doing it with citrus trees too. Also grapevine, I'm sure it'd do really great with grapevine. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please put any questions or comments in the comment box, and if you have anything to add to it, I'm always open to learning also. Thank you.